Hey folks, Twisha Christian here. Today I want to give you guys a general update and some things that I'm expecting to happen over the course of the next couple weeks and update you on a few other things. Now first, before I get into that, I'm not a financial advisor. I am just sharing information and giving my thoughts and my opinion on that information. And if you guys like these videos that I make, you benefit from it, the support links are down below in the description, the Patreon, PayPal. When you guys do sign up with the Patreon, you do have access to the Discord. As you can see right here, there are different rooms that we discuss the different prophetic words where you can go and keep updated and find the information that you're looking for. And just take, for instance, right here, the Bitcoin buy limit order channel. And there you can just look at all the discussions and what people are doing. And people give their own suggestions on what they're doing. And you can also always go up to the top of it here and click on the Google document that I try to update as much as possible. That way you can always come here and get it, right? You don't have to necessarily save it to your favorites or anything, but you can always go to the Discord and have access to that. Once I get everything where it needs to be, I'm going to be doing a lot of more videos from the Discord itself, because a lot of you guys are posting information, and I'll be getting some of that information with the Discord, and I'm going to be doing a separate video on how to use the wealth transfer with TC Discord. Alright folks, so this is what I am expecting over the next week. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about a number of different subjects, but first I want to just get into where we are at right now. And right now we are just kind of in a waiting period. And I am expecting, according to the prophetic dreams and visions, that we're going to be seeing a Bitcoin flash crash to zero, right? And then Christopher Harris talked about the back-to-back flash crashes, right? And that's what Dr. Maria Conwell was talking about, the red tsunami that was coming through. Plus, Prophet Solomon talked about she saw Shiba Inu lose value and maybe even lose another zero. And then we have the prophetic word about Canada and the power outages dealing with Bitcoin mining, which is also going to take the price down. So we're still expecting this major pullback from the waves that Dr. Maria was talking about, but we are expecting it to go to zero. Prophet Robin talked about a major hack. Prophet Robin saw a flash crash on Coinbase. And I'm also still expecting, if you guys just several days ago, the prophecy warnings concerning Coinbase and the hack and it being temporarily shut down. Right? Coinbase has millions of users all over the world, but only 3,000 people have watched this particular video. So a lot of people are going to be very upset and very angry when this all occurs. And this is going to deal with the authenticator and the problems that they had. They just had an update not long ago. And so the only thing that I'm keeping on there right now, folks, is the Bitcoin buy limit orders. And that's it. And then I use Coinbase to send XLM to the various different platforms, right? Because there's no charge to send XLM. So if I'm using, say, an international exchange like Kucoin or Bittrex, I buy it on Coinbase and I send the XLM to those platforms. All right, and then so that's going to be when that actually happens. I'm expecting, a pretty big hack and temporary shutdown is going to have a dramatic effect on the stock market. But at the same time, Binance is trying to take out all the competition too as well. So who knows how that's all going to take place. We know there's a lot of bad prophetic dreams and visions concerning Binance. And they're already under an investigation with the SEC. And we know what the outcome of that is going to be. Right? Then we talked about Gate. And just as a reminder, folks, on the Gate platform, most of you should already know and be getting your coins off of there, because after April the 10th, you will no longer be able to send out your cryptocurrency. So the only thing that I have on there is my Bitcoin buy limit orders. And on the 9th of April, I'll move whatever funds I have left, right? And that'll be it, because they're going to shut down withdrawals and deposits for U.S. and Canadian customers. And then they're going to actually close out the accounts on April the 30th. All right, so you just need to make sure you have everything out no later than April the 9th. All right, and prophetically speaking, we've talked about the convoy and what's going on in DC. And we heard the prophetic words that 6 months ago that all that was going to happen, right? Then we saw it first happen in Canada, and then now we're hearing it here in the United States, and it hasn't died out yet. And this is from March the 22nd, and they've been continuing all week long. You know, the news media is kind of making fun of it, but what did Prophet Robin say? He said that Trump would mention this, and then from there it would take off. And we hear about all the negative things that's going to come out of this trucker strike as far as like what our government is going to do dealing with those people. All right, and just as a reminder, the next inflation report numbers come out on April the 12th, and you're probably going to see, like you did in March, the 2 to 3 days leading up to that report, you're probably going to see a lot of volatility in the market. And I don't know what's going to happen after that, but that's just something to look to, not only about maybe putting in your stop losses, but also looking for opportunities. In this inflation report, folks, like I shared, it's supposed to be a pretty big deal because the last numbers did not include all those massive hikes in oil and gas. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is changing your passwords. I have an article here that says Biden warns of U.S. companies to gird up against Russia hacks. One of the things is that we don't just have to worry about them, but we also have to look at the state-sponsored hacks from other countries like China and so on. And so I'm recommending that people start changing their passwords, and in some cases even their emails that are attached maybe to like bank accounts or stock trading platforms. And there's this website, it's called Have I Been P-Owned? All right, and you can put in your email, and it'll tell you if your email has ever been compromised, and it'll also tell you about your password too as well. All right, so if you see your email out there, especially if they deal with banking or anything else, you might want to consider changing your email address. But before you do all of that, make sure you have a special notebook and you write everything down. Don't try to do it off of memory, especially if you have, different bank accounts, then you have different trading accounts, and then you have different crypto accounts, emails and passwords and all that. So you need to write it all down and, think of a combination that you can use that does include symbols and numbers, right? So that's just a suggestion. I don't want anybody to get hacked. Make sure that you guys have all your security features on. People are getting hacked every single day, and the number one reason why it happens is because they don't have even some of the most simplest security features enabled on their phone. They just log in without having to do anything extra to log into their account. Just to kind of show you guys, and I'm not trying to bring a lot of fear to people, just that you're prepared, especially if you live in these countries, and to be prepared financially here too as well. But just looking at, if you guys go look and type in China, Taiwan Prophecy, Invasion, Dream, there's many different prophetic words concerning the invasions of Taiwan, right? You can see here, even the United States, right? There's a lot of people. Prophetic dream, China will conquer Japan and Taiwan. They will come to USA. And then you can look here and you remember the whistleblower that actually China had planned the invasion of Taiwan for this fall. Even on some of the people that I've already featured, there are prophecies dealing with the invasion of Taiwan. Folks, I believe that this is going to happen at some point. I believe this is part of the Kim Clement prophetic words when things seem at the worst, but it also goes along with what's going to happen in Israel and Iran concerned with the prophetic words with that, right? And the grave surrender. Then the next thing I do want to bring up is just concerning this channel. On this channel, I don't tolerate a lot of derogatory statements or that you're knowingly trying to offend certain people or calling everybody a false prophet. Just so you guys know that I have the block button ready to go on a lot of those people who are making those comments. I block people almost every single day. So just so you guys are aware of that. And this is a channel about prophecy and dreams and visions. You don't have to believe it, right? You can look at all of this as entertainment if you want to. But I have a purpose and a plan, and I'm just sharing this information. I just want to make you guys aware of that. And then I do want to talk about the oil and gas prices, and I do expect a major run up on gasoline. And that's because of the inflation reports, and some of the supply chain shortages, what's happening with Russia. We're still waiting on 2 prophetic words from Prophet Robin: the oil spill in the Gulf, and then Russia shutting down pipelines. Right, those are going to be 2 major things. And then I have a prophetic dream that I'm going to share from several different people, plus Apostle Grace has a prophetic vision dealing with the oil. Okay, and a lot of people prospering from investing in oil. Okay, so folks, we're approaching April, and so we're just still in this waiting period. I'm waiting for this next downturn, these hacks or Bitcoin flash crashes, Canadian power outages that's going to affect Bitcoin mining. These are all simultaneous events that could happen around the same time frame. But after this, after we start getting through April, it looks like, according prophetically speaking, that many of these cryptocurrencies are going to start taking off, and we're going to be heading towards this first run. All right, folks, so that is all that I have for today. So I thank you guys for listening. God bless. TC out.